Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my videos. Today we are going to explore one end-to-end project on online banking using SQL, Python ETL, and Power BI. We know about the online banking apps, and in online banking apps, usually we complete the two tasks. Major one is the deposit, one is withdraw. So let's go in details. First of all, we there have our four main tables. One is the customer joining date, then customer transaction, region, and area. We complete this video with the three uh, stages. First of all, how we deal this data, I mean the ETL, then how we solve this problem using SQL, then how we present or visualize our this data in Power BI. Let's go. First, we want to see our database that uh, where we load this data. We can see here our database. First is live online banking. Second is warehouse online banking. So we we created here two database because when data is loaded in the practical life in the one database, in the same database, if we uh, implement the data analysis, then it makes more pressure on a single database. That's why we created two separated database, one for only inserting data, and another is secondary warehouse from where we will analyze it. So it's risk free because during the analysis, if happen any incident or problem, kind of the we if we run the any query mistakenly, then it can makes big problem on the live database. That's why we for the safe working, we created the secondary warehouse. So we can see here. Now we will go to ETL part, that how we load this data from different sources. In ETL, we have completed two type of loaded, full truncate and incremental. Then the sum database we directly imported from the uh, drive to warehouse database. So first we can see here our four tables in this data analysis. One is the customer joining info. So this data set we directly uh, load from Excel from the drive to our secondary warehouse uh, database. That's mean we fully truncate customer joining info Excel file from drive to warehouse database. So we can see here some queries, uh, how we implement this ETL. First is access the secondary warehouse, then load this data. This is the CSV actually, CSV data. Then this replace. When the full truncate mean when any data set will load, then previous all data will be erased. Then full data will be insert. Then another data is the region. It's first time we this data actually insert by our SQL queries. First we insert this data into the live database. and from the live database, we full truncate this data from live database to warehouse database. This is our queries. Area chart, area table also we implement the same as like the region. Another data set is the customer transaction is the main data set in our project. So first, customer transaction is imported from the drive to live online database. Then we implement the incremental load. Incremental load, we maintain some steps here. First, we imported some uh, important libraries. Then first we access the live database. Second, we take access the warehouse database. Then here we perform the incremental load query. This portion is work for incremental load queries, and this is actually for the load uh, data customer transaction table into the target database. So here target database is table name is the customer transaction, and database is the secondary warehouse online banking database. And we implement some queries here for truncate. Incremental load is working like that. Kind of the previous data will stay here in the secondary database, and only new data will add it, and that this difference will created by our customer ID. That's mean every time they will pull the maximum customer ID, and it will insert into the store customer ID table, and every time they will compare with the previous uh, maximum customer ID and the new customer ID. When they will get the new customer ID greater than the previous store customer ID from in the store customer ID table, then only greater than mm, rows will insert into the uh, new data set. So this is the ETL process. In this way, we loaded our four tables in the warehouse database. Now we will go to our analysis by SQL. Here we are in the second stage of our project. We can see here some problems, and I mean the KPI. If we read this, then we selected here 11 KPI. Actually, we have to solve this problem by SQL. Then, if we look at this problem, how many number one is how many unique customer are there, how many unique customer are coming from the different region, how many customer are come from unique customer come from the east area, what is the total amount for each transaction type for the each month, how many customer make more than one deposit and one withdraw in a single month. I mean the how many customer was the active, what is the closing balance for each customer at the end of the month, every month every customer how much balance was their account, what is the closing balance for each customer, I mean the end of the last transaction in our data set. And number 8 is please show the latest 5 days total withdrawal amount. I mean we can consider 5 days in a week. And 9 is the find out the total deposit amount for every 5 days. Consider you can 1 week in a 5 days. Then number 10 is please compare every week. I mean the previous week and the present week data comparison. And 11th is the forecasting 15 days total deposit and withdraw amount. So it's actually our all recurrent problems which we have to solve using SQL. Now we can see the data table. If we can see our main 4 tables here, um, then if we see the customer joining date, here have the customer ID, region ID, area ID, and join date. And others table also have similar some primary key types of data, kind of region ID will connect it with the region ID, area ID with area ID, and customer transaction and the joining table will connect it with uh, the customer ID columns. Here the only picture, but if we can see the actual data set, then we can see the same data in our database: customer ID, transaction date, transaction time, transaction type, and transaction amount. Here, transaction type will be 2 types, and deposit and withdraw. So this is the customer joining info. That's mean customer ID, where he is located, I mean the region, area, and the when which day he has added or started the transaction first. And here the area information and the region information. Now we will explore our problems, how we can solve, and how we problem solve here. First, first problem was the how many unique customer are there. That is simple. Then simple quantity. Then how many unique customer are in our data set. So simply we use the distinct for the unique customer. Find the unique customer from the customer transaction table. So if we run this query, then we find the only 500 unique customer in our data set. So here I use the uh, CTE to check the same result. The same result we found here. Then second problem was how many unique customer are from the east region. That's mean how many customer are from the which region. For this problem solving, then we have to join 2 table, because transaction customer joining info have the unique customer quantity, and region table have the region name, which we have see before. Then if we again see, then here we have we found the unique customer from the customer ID in the customer joining info table, and region table have the region name. So first we have to join these 2 table. We implement the inner join here. If we see the if we run this query, then through this query we find only the unique customer with the region ID. We cannot see here the region name. For this region name, we have to join our 2 tables. Then we can see the region ID, region name, and the total unique customer. Similar problem are how many customer from the which mm, area. So this problem also solved with some queries. So first, if we run this portion, so problem 2 and problem 3 was the similar, but solve time we face some problem that 2 problems are not solved in the similar way. That's why we have to follow some different way. Here first we use the row number to find the uh, unique customers. Then we add the area name here. If we run the full query, then we can see our all area names and how many customer are from each area. So it's number 3 problems. And number 4 problem is what is the total amount of each transaction. That means our transaction is 2 type. One is deposit, one is withdraw. So how many transaction amount for each type of transaction? If we run this query, then we can see our total deposit was 2.7 millions and withdraw was 0.95 millions. Problem 5 was what is the total amount of each transaction type and the total. Oh, number 4 is the uh, extension of some problems. Uh, for the good present of the visualization, I have made some more problems here. One of them is, so if we run this query, then we can find the total deposit, total withdraw, total balance, the balance percentage. So I have tried to mention that how much amount was in the deposit, withdraw, and total balance. So I mentioned the total balance is it's the difference between deposit amount and deposit amount and the withdraw amount. If we see here this case, here we use the window function case for the deposit amount, this for withdraw amount, and I uh, make the difference between the deposit amount and the withdraw amount, which I called as the total balance, and I make the balance percentage. That means how much balance is uh, against the deposit amount. It was around the 64%. So in this way, I have make this table for the better visualization. It was the out of the problem, but I make it for better something. Number 5 was the for each month, how many customer make more than one deposit and one withdraw in a single month. This means how many active customer was every month. Uh, so for this problem, we make this query. If we run this portion, we can see here. I have tried to make the here is the month name, here the customer ID, and here is the deposit quantity and withdraws times. Quantity I means the how much time, how many times he deposited and how many times he withdraws his amount. Then here we found the uh, some month, a few months they didn't withdraw any amount or that they didn't deposit. So this will exclude it. For this, I have uh, mentioned the where where function, uh, which will provide us only active customers. So if we run this query, sorry, so we can see here, here don't have any zero. That's mean who are only the active, they are available here. And for these two, I have group and the order by. If we run this total, then we can see then uh, first month active customer was 195, second month 27, 297, and 4 is the 110. That's mean 110. So it was the active customers quantity in each month. Then what is the closing balance for each customer? I mean total end of the transaction in our data set, how much closing balance for each customer. If we run this, then we can see just a customer ID and his balance. And number 7 is similar, but it's uh, number 7 is what is the closing balance for each customer at end of the month. That's mean every month closing time, how much balance was in each customer's account. If we run this query in the subquery, then we can find here customer ID, month name, and closing balance. And we use here the dense rank partition by customer ID and the month, quarter by month. This means here we have the duplicate customer ID. That means every customer uh, in the single month they transaction many times. So for this we group by our customer ID and month, and finally we get the actual result. Then customer ID is 1 in the single month. His closing balance was 312. In the single customer ID 1, his balance was the number 3 month is 1.6k. So it was the desired result of this problem. And here we have mentioned another more importance, that negative closing balance. So it's really harmful or the not desired. Every customer have the negative balance. For this, we make this query, and we found that which customer in the which month was the negative balance and how much. Please show the latest 5 days total withdraw amount. So easily we can see here number 8 is a similar type of problem, and number 9 is the find the out of total deposit amount for each 5 days. You can assume the 1 week. I mean the every week how much deposit uh, did one customer. For this we run this query. It's only each 5 days as a week. So here we make this query, interesting one query, and 9 was for the withdraw. It was the withdraw amount. Number 10 is the comparative with the previous week and the next week. For this we use here the lag function. If we run this, then we can see that week 1 here I mean the every 5 days is 1 week. So we mentioned here week 1 amount was 86k, and second week was 1.1 lakh plus. So week 1 we found the similar previous previous week amount, and the here I mentioned the amount difference. We can see more details in the data visualization times. So here we using some interesting function, kind of the ceiling and the lag function. As usual, the dense rank. The number 10 problem, it goes to number 10, yes. And the number 11, I have mentioned another problem. Then the forecasting for the 15 days, we can see clearly in the visualization time. If we run this query, then we can see this the single day deposit amount and single days withdraw amount. So now we can go to our third stage of this presentation in the Power BI data visualization. In the Power BI data visualization, we can see the good interactive dashboard here. Actually, we have solved our all problem through the through the SQL, and after solving the problem, we connected our all data from the MySQL database to Power BI. We can see the MySQL database connection. It's like that. We can see is more details. So if we check the source, so here our server name was the local host and database was the warehouse online banking, and here we put the our queries from the SQL. So this way we connect it. We loaded our all data from the MySQL database to our Power BI. So here we can see some cards, some donut chart, some forecasting, some bar chart, and some slicer. Here we have combined some interactive dashboard. If we see first an online banking dashboard, we have mentioned some filters, some bookmark, uh, one the tooltip. So we go one by one. Here is the unique customer quantity, which was the problem one. And if we see again our all KPIs, so this was our total 11 KPIs, which we visualization in our Power BI. So it was the output of the KPI one, and it was the total deposit allowance, total deposit, total withdraw, and the total balance and the percentage of this balance. Total number of deposit and total number of withdraw. If we select the month, this data will be changed. And it's the week wise. This select the week, and it's the month wise. If we click this filter closing, it will remove all filter. Then this visualization line chart for monthly active customer. This was the total transaction, kind of the total deposit and withdraw, uh, latest 5 days only. This is the region wise customer, which region was how many customer, and area wise the customer. Here we can see the percentage. Our total unique customer was the 500, and in this 500, how many customer was which area and the which region. We can also see the trend. Highest customer in the Dhaka and lowest is Borishal. In the area, highest in village and lowest is Upazila area. And we can see the customer wise monthly closing balance. Here we use the matrix, and also we can see here the our tooltip function, that if any negative value, we can see the red mark, and normal positive is the uh, black. So if we drill down our data, then we can see the number 63 customer ID in the number week, 3 number month, his deposit was minus. So in this table we complete our two problems. One is the customer wise closing balance, another is the customer wise monthly closing balance. Then we can month wise transaction. Here we use the drill through function. If we see the every month how much transaction was, so we can see January to 7.2 million, February 7.1, March 7.8. So if we drill down for the March, then we will go to in details. In this detail page, we can see only the March. So we can see here the March ID nom wall amount was 7.78. If we can see, if we want to see the details for single customer, just we select one customer, then we can see here the customer month was March 2020, ID 188, amount was 0.015 million, and the how much deposit, how much withdraw, joining date, area, region, and the transaction amount. So in this way we can see the details. So now we will see our this three chart actually. Here we use the bookmark. This is for deposit. When we select the deposit, then every table will see deposit data. When we select the deposit, then every table will see the deposit. When we select the withdraw, then every table will see the withdraw data. And we in this table we can see the every week how much deposit, and this is the data wise the bar, and this was the week wise deposit comparison. This was the solution of the problem 10. Then uh, how much the previous week, how much the difference, first the amount previous week and the amount difference. We can see more details from the page navigation function. Then week wise the deposit comparison is week 1, then week 3, week 2. So this green arrow is the positive, and the green down is red ground is negative, and this is a withdraw. Here we green mention, then if any customer week wise, if the previous week and the next week difference is the positive, then this is good for us, because if deposit is less, deposit is high, then in our balance we will get more money, and if the withdraw is less, then this is better for us, for the company side. So in this way we can see more details. And the last chart is the deposit amount forecasting, deposit and withdraw. So we can forecast here this in this way we can forecast. We completed here forecasting for 15 days. So it was my total end-to-end project on online banking. Hope you enjoy this presentation, where I use the ETL with using Python, and the problem solving by SQL, and data visualization by Power BI. Thank you all.